What are teens today not ready to hear? People older than you are smarter than you. On average. And it literally is just because they're older than you. The phrase live and learn refers to a real and very straightforward phenomenon. Just like you have things to teach to a 10-year-old about life, the 25-year-olds and 40-year-olds and 90-year-olds of the world have things to teach you. Pants that fit. If you don't have money, then everything else doesn't matter. They aren't special. High school years are not the best years of your life. Being upset is not proof of being correct. TikTok is a stupid soul suck, and you're going to hit 30 and realize your brain has never been exercised in any real capacity. Finding out whose fault it is that things are as they are isn't going to fix anything. 80% of what you think is cool now, in 10 years you will cringe at the mere thought of. Women can be just as sexually predatory as men. You will probably never be able to afford a home, unless someone wills you money. Home ownership is no longer an achievable American dream. That unkept government spending from politicians' debt with compound interest will make further drive inflation to points where we can't afford majority of government programs. Nothing you thought of is new or original. Boomers were young and thought they would change the world too. The meaning of your existence is to consume and buy products. You're not special. You and the people you know have more power than you know. Your vote matters, your voice matters. If you don't use your voice, then nobody will hear you and nothing will change. You will never stop learning, and you should never stop trying to improve. Vote every year for the future you want, and remember that it will take time and effort to get the results you want. Before you spend money, think if it's something you want versus something that you need. Only spend money on luxuries or treats if you have that same amount to put into savings. I could go on, but that feels like enough. They probably will never be able to afford a home and have the fraction of the standards of living their grandparents had. Unless they start inheriting. Capitalism isn't going anywhere. At some point, your use of certain social media apps will be viewed as cringe by the next generation. It's so much more expensive than you think. If you think it's cheap, it's not. You'll cry a lot over money issues. Both brothers who made The Matrix are girls now. It doesn't matter what age you are, being racist and sexist is never okay nor funny. Recently banned a 15-year-old kid from our gaming Discord because he thought it'd be funny to mock the enemy team in our game by being racist towards people of Middle Eastern descent and women. YOLO means two things: you only live once and no respawn. Want to jump off that cliff? Remember, no respawn. No one is going to care how many likes your photo had when you're dead. Being young doesn't make you special. It is what you do that matters, not your potential or your intent. Everyone in the older generation is trying to make the world a better place for you, not the other way around, so quit whining and get to work. That our society is collapsing. You're 36 years old, it's time to grow up. If an old person drops some knowledge on you, use it. The info they give you is the culmination of 60 years experience boiled down to one moment. I hear you now, Grandpa. Rest in peace. That one day they too will be outdated. Your school friends. Well, most of them you will never see again after you finish school. Just because someone doesn't agree with your political opinions doesn't mean they're a racist and a bigot. Vote. Vote every chance you get. Vote in local elections especially. The climate is going to continually progress to the extremes during your lifetime. Heat waves, floods, droughts, hurricanes, blizzards, forest fires. All of these things will become more frequent and more severe. I don't know how bad things will get, but I can tell you that things are going to get much worse before they get better. To note, I'm not telling you to give up or to feel hopeless. I'm saying that your generation and the generations after you will need to come together and help us all find solutions. If you have children before you are established in a good job, you will be poor all of your life. If you have dreams about a career, whether it's music, fashion, business, etc., having children too soon will strip you of your ability to succeed. The word no. That TikTok is garbage. Use protection, you're not too big for condoms, and you can't afford the consequences. Save your money, avoid credit card debt. Some things in life aren't fair and can't be fixed. That song That's Really a Bop is probably a cover or sampled. That rappers today would be bottom of the barrel in the 90s and early 2000s. Words aren't violence. Violence is violence, and some of you are going to learn the difference the hard way. Your parents know you're jacking off. They probably know you have a weird fetish too. That adults have no idea what's going on. All the older people you live to disparage know more than you'll ever know. And it will stay that way despite your arrogance in your thinking that you're more tech-savvy, or tolerant or worldly. 90% of y'all were oopsies. Edit, very happy for the 10% replying. Even oops babies are loved. Social media isn't real, and most of the important things in their life right now won't matter in just a few years. Your TikTok videos are cringe. Learn how to cook something that you made yourself from scratch or die an early death with a greatly reduced quality of life in your last 10 to 15 years on this space rock. Your Crocs and mom jeans make you look like a housewife who gave up. Sorry, but fashionable failed you. That you need to get involved with politics. That's the only way you'll change the lives of everyone around you for the better. Mental illness isn't a competition, it doesn't make you cool and quirky. The real world doesn't care about your anxiety. 2 things. At least 80% of the stuff you post on social media will make you cringe 5 years from now. All those things that you freaked out about in HS, like not having the perfect prom experience, BF/GF drama, friend drama, etc., will seem so silly when you're older. High school means absolutely nothing once you leave it. You are really so much dumber than you think. Get a job. Save your money. Teen girls especially, you are not mature for your age. No grown man should be friends with a teen girl. If a grown man can't get a girlfriend his own age, then obviously there is something wrong with him. Your problems are not very different from what others are experiencing. Your kids will be eating bugs. Put your phone away. Making your whole personality about publicly amplifying your gender identity, physical appearance, drug habits and sexual orientation is a tired-out concept, isn't new or innovative, and makes you boring. You're not the most important person in the room. You'll never be the most important person in the room. Everyone is important. Start treating people like they are. It literally only gets less fun from here on. The world does not revolve around you. You can't become a cat. No one in the real world really cares about your emotions. They want you to go to work and do your job, every day. Slayer. They're not special. Most people will never care about your feelings. And that's fine. That's how you know who to keep around and who to discard. 99% are not special. And most likely you are not the 1%. You are not mature for your age. You are being groomed, and that person is a pedophile. You are not as important as you think you are, and that's okay. Things might get much worse before they get better. We're in the midst of several crises at the same time that might involve painful social reorganization or changes of priorities. Labor, the global economy and the environment are all building towards a head that might make it rough for many of us for the next 5 to 10 years. The world doesn't owe you anything. I'm 24 and reading these comments I'm like, WTF are teens doing to warrant these comments? When you hit 30 you are 40 like 10 seconds later. That no, you probably don't have that mental disorder that TikTok told you you have. And that's coming from a psychologist. There is a difference between experimenting and gambling. As you go through high school and college, it is very important to know the difference when making decisions at parties, with your love interest, friends, family, etc. Future you will thank you for the smart choices you make now. Don't be afraid to tell your friends and family you love them. You do not know everything. You do not understand how the world works. You are not fully informed on the political world and its intricacies. Social media and porn are brain rot. In 30 years everyone will be blaming your generation for the world's problems. The worst Beatles album is better than the best Billie Eilish album. You're not special. You're not different. You're not an influencer and you're not going to be a celebrity. It's not original to copy every dance you see in your feed. No one cares about your opinion, nor did anyone ask for it. Stop putting everything you do on the internet for everyone to see.